spoilers in this video. Yakuza 0 is a groundbreaking business management and unhinged violence simulator where the player is tasked with the thorough exploration of people's faces using your fists. In this Oriental-inspired entertainment product, it's up to you to beat dastardly criminals nearly to death, manage the economy, manage women as a pimp, do the yoinky-sploinky,
he's not wrong.
to the illiterate, and so much more. In the backdrop of a murder mystery crime drama incited by rampant real estate speculation, we play as the hard-boiled Yakuza, Kiryu and Goro meningitis as they that weird city from Persona 5. Along the way, doing an excess of justified self-defense mugging to spend their ill-gotten gains on increasingly odd behavior. All in an effort to untangle a sinister power struggle taking place within the Silly Spaghetti People Club, with such esteemed members as the entire cast of Goodfellas and a Sundowner from the Metal Goose series. Of course, innocence will become
the Metal
Crossfire.
Goose?
It's an inclusive game, but whether I was on the stage, getting invested in the plot, performing gentrification, or just watching literal in-game pornography, I was always held at the edge of my seat, wondering what could possibly come next. So despite the darkness and absolute certain murder, it maintains a tonal dissonance I can only describe as neck-shattering in a way that is always a breath of fresh air. With all this said and done, I invite you to enjoy the bizarre world of
I don't think my Yakuza was like this.
The experience of its dimensional
This is Yakuza on LSD. Oh my god. Oh, not that guy. Jesus. Who's a? It's Heat. Chapter 1, I am wanted for lunacy in 9 countries.
What? Start then with the various methods we employ to atomize people into their base particles. With 2 playable characters
atomize
and
people?
unique fighting styles, there is always variation. And for the blind people in my audience, Yakuza is a beat-em-up in the most literal sense possible, matching the player against absolute Mongolian hordes of strange characters, such as goons, bikers, your own Yakuza, men in black, and men. Don't worry, these delicate hands would never kill anyone unless they don't subscribe. Ring that like button, smash the bell. We attack using a flurry of different, intricate combos to build our primordial rage meter, which
primordial rage
real damage in the form of hundreds of completely absurd animations, ranging from light jabs to permanent injury and certain death.
Permanent injury.
That, like the beautiful and respectful.
Dog, I don't know which type of Yakuza he played.
Explosion of our death resource is context.
We don't kill nobody.
With possibly hundreds of different, entirely unique animations, all dedicated to Kiryu's never-ending war on bones. Are you carrying a giant cone? That's an animation. Are you near a ledge on this one level? Well, not to worry. Or maybe you just have a box. Serve that shit up faster than FedEx. Every single takedown is gratuitously violent. But don't worry, neither of our characters canonically kill anyone.
We don't kill nobody.
Lifelong disabilities that are worse than death. Since I'm feeling generous.
We don't kill nobody, bro. It's okay as long as they're not dead.
Kiryu Kazoo. Our fighting styles consist of the Brawler, a classic, fast-moving.
It's okay, they're not dead.
Replicating the police experience. Rush Hour, a quick attacking
Rush Hour
moveset well suited to cowards, and Monkey Mode, which instantly adds 100 pounds of muscle mass that you then have to drag around. It's not very good. Switching to our next character, Pirate Captain Goro Majima gives us the funky styles. As a thug, we have a wide range of generic moves and the fucking neck snapping power. I don't think they're going to get back up. As a breakdancer, yes, a breakdancer, we sacrifice takedowns for style in the most absurd and
best style in the game.
And as a slugger, we cheat by pulling out the fucking baseball bat and wield it like nunchucks, letting us hit quite hard and exploit every boss in the game. He just can't do anything. On top of this, there are 2 secret fighting styles normally completely inaccessible to the player, and unfortunately the process for their acquisition is very interesting. One might say
it is interesting.
Painful. As early as Chapter 7, you're given the business opportunity of establishing a horror.
It was pretty interesting. We don't fight no more now.
To unlock the final fighting style, we will have to run our cabaret club well enough to seek the 5 prostitution value of Japan. It'll be a fun side quest, I told myself, just like Oblivion. That's a fun game.
What the hell? Oh God, I have to speak to women.
There are many ways to run a high society cabaret club, like abuse.
I did pretty good. I'm not sure about y'all.
Has many factors to consider.
I was running out of that club.
Belief, all women are different, but like the caste system,
I was clubbing it up.
Can be classified. Our objective is to keep the customer as happy as possible by balancing our women's specializations. Some girls are cute, others are great at conversation, and some are skilled. Akina has a degree in biomedical engineering. Poor patrons, like me, have very low expectations and can be pleased with rubbing rocks together. Wealthy patrons have refined tastes like physical and mental abuse. Every employee has their limits, and it's up to you to stretch them as far as possible. Truly, we are the Bezos of cabaret. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be attending the poor people hunt. Of course.
Wait, where's that shotgun? I didn't get that.
It's up to you to attend to every customer, whereupon things go from relaxing to batshit. Every time you wait a table, you'll receive a cryptic hand signal from the girl, which tells you what the customer desires. And if you want to please them, you better remember all of them.
All of them.
What are you trying to say? I don't. I'll be back with a gun. And just in case this wasn't painful, every time you go to a new table, the game.
Bro, how many guys still remember all the hand signs?
So over the course of a never-ending grind, I was given the most painful migraine I will ever get in my life. This screen and this music inspire my killing urges. By the way, this game is a beat-em-up, so to conclude our cabaret adventure, our reward is the Mad Dog style, which allows you to wield a knife and sprint at fucking breakneck velocity, striking your foes like a cracked-up Doberman and unlocking takedowns that straight-up kill people. Oh fuck, that looks pretty sharp. Anyways, good luck playing with the knife style. It's absolutely an experience, one that I would never repeat ever again. So when I heard that
you can't repeat it.
Secret style involved 8 hours.
He's not playable anymore.
I probably had a PTSD attack.
When a Chinese tourist realizes what? Souvenir they brought from America is a gun? Or what did that say?
Farto style. I have a fucking fish to feed. Take my advice. Yakuza 0 has a lot of side content, and if you happen to be a completionist, stay away, or you might just be lost in the Facebook game for 3 days.
Now, what was that? Who is that?
Happen to be a completionist, stay away, or you might
being
just be
genius
lost
for
in
what
the
the
Facebook
fuck
game for 3 days. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be spending the rest of my day betting on domestic violence.
Oh, okay.
You know, when I first played this game,
the cult leader, I didn't do that side quest. The monk, I didn't do that side quest, dude.
What I didn't expect was the hour I spent with the claw machine.
Bro, how do you spend an hour on the
fucking blast? I don't think I need to play pool for 3 hours, but
you must really suck if you spend an hour on that.
Sells the fictional world of Japan better than a good night on the town. So at this point, I started wondering what kind of game I was actually playing. It turns out that Yakuza 0 is a lot like reality. You always need more money, mostly for upgrades where you inject money directly into your arms and collect every vaccine. But secondarily, healthcare never comes free. So every time you take damage, you're gonna have to consume to fill the void inside, or alternatively, carry thousands of dollars in medicine. There is no limit to juicing. It's no exaggeration to say that Yakuza's difficulty depends entirely on how much of a Sigma male you are. Kiryu might not get any pussy, but he is getting paid. You might think that beating up the homeless is the way to go, but that is for babies. If you want to make
10 years in the joint,
you'll have to risk it all on gambling. More specifically, betting on scantily clad women beating each other half to death. And because
this was a thing?
Music and interesting visuals. Putting this in my video.
What? Well, I know this. I didn't know you could go this far with it though.
Never has money problems because his
I didn't know you could go down there and bet. I mean, it's TOS. It's not like I can do it on stream anyway.
We're fighting over 1/10 of that, so it's a shame that I lost all of it. Yes, all 10 billion of it, because I was robbed by a man with fucking orangutan strength.
Orangutan strength.
Shakedown, and if you ever encounter him, run. It doesn't matter how
much
Mr.
you Shakedown
have.
Like
it
that.
doesn't matter how long you've spent getting it.
Oh wait, no, it did.
To Mr. Shakedown, he will take all 10 billion of it and then disappear to somewhere. So if you want a cent of that back, you better go find him eventually. That's pretty bad. But like all human suffering, this can become a business opportunity. You see, Mr. Shakedown is actually a form of banking. Whatever amount he robs from you, the game will add 15% more, meaning if you're up for the challenge of defeating Harambe, the returns are worth it. At least with this method, your money doesn't vanish into the void. Of course, that isn't always a bad thing. There's a lot of places to spend our money, and most of them are fun. A little too fun, actually. I don't want to have to read the fucking phone book to play some goddamn Chinese solitaire.
I did not do that.
Simulator, never heard of it. The only game I play is Eels and Escalators. What I'm trying to say is, this is a rabbit hole. A good one. My personal favorite was getting addicted to the bowling minigame and then winning the chicken, who doubles as a financial advisor. Yakuza is not meant to be questioned.
That's a thing? What the f...
And And that isn't even the wackiest game. That honor goes to the phone dating, which takes the form of a shooter. Yes, like Call of Duty. To win a date with the girl of our dreams, we are going to have to pick the right responses from a wide variety of options. Okay.
You can change the thing now. Oh my god.
But the best possible outings lean heavily on this game's amazing soundtrack, which features a number of beautiful karaoke themes, stylish disco tracks, and stellar emotional ballads. I am of course talking about the karaoke and the dancing, which are both incredible in their style and creativity.
This is what you be playing? I don't know what you're talking about.
And sound so good that I just couldn't get enough of it. In short, they're everything a dance should be. This scene tells me more about Majima than an entire Hideo Kojima script. Kiryu has never killed anyone,
entire Hideo Kojima
this
script.
Man knows how to murder a dance floor.
This is copyright, no? Oh, I know, it was an in-game song. Damn! The ultimate flex. That's not possible. He shot a bullet at the missile.
And yet,
and it blew
that's
up.
Not even half the fun, because Yakuza 0 contains an array of interesting, meaningful, and necessary side quests, which allow the player to engage in a variety of small stories.
That quest was crazy.
Pizza delivery to replacing a phone battery. That one's a little boring. You can even roleplay as a Persona fan by following a child around the city. Often, these quests will have entirely unique fights and challenges, accompanied by complex moral judgment and logic puzzles. In one instance, I was given the task of infiltrating the cult of Munancho Onas, whereupon I had to learn the practice of Shurapipi, the acquisition of Kulipas, and the greeting of Munancho, at which point the game tested me on their exact definitions. I promptly beat their leader to death. In another instance, Kiryu teams up with the famous movie director Steven Spinning, known for his hit film, Indian Jeans, to complete a music video with famous international pop star Miracle Johnson. I was hired to beat the extras to death. Now that I think about it, every side quest ends with a trip to the hospital, except for the pizza one. That ends in love. It's not delivery, it's too short, no. This stands in stark contrast to the actual plot of the game, which is played completely straight. Taking everything I've said before into account, you might think this is weird, and sometimes it is. One day, you might be saving
what was that?
And next, abandoning her so you can play Idolmaster for several days. I'm sure that she'll be just fine. But funny anecdotes aside, there is an abundance of real drama and emotion here. Of all the things I expected this game to be, sad was not one of them. Neither did I expect a believable love story or the murder mystery. This game is downright determined to constantly surprise you, even if it has to stop making sense. In Majima's story, we are sent to kill a buff Chinese man before fighting him, teaming up with him to save the innocent, and then fighting him again, but I changed my mind. This exact arc happens with 3 separate characters, and that's just Majima's story. In fact, despite the game being called Yakuza 0, Kiryu leaves the family in Chapter 1. Then he fucking rejoins it. Every antagonist has so much
literally rejoins it
that you just don't know.
After that 10 years in prison, like bro,
vying for power and control, but each does it for their own distinct reasons. Wano is a Genshin Impact player who only desires money and women. Kuze is a boxer who wants to fight a lot. Shibusawa is obsessed with power, and Nishitani is the Joker. Enemies become friends, friends become enemies, and that was probably the best way to describe it. The only character who's actually not interesting is essentially Chinese Spider-Man.
Nah, I'm still speechless he did this. What?
Holy shit, whose defining feature is that he's ugly. Unless you play the Chinese version of the game, then he's weirdly handsome and also on the cover. But even when playing in the most serious...
That's a thing? What? He couldn't just jump down? No. Why is he like that?
Holy shit, whose defining feature is that he's ugly. Unless you play the Chinese version of the game, then he's weirdly handsome and also on the cover. But even when playing in the most serious of circumstances, the game still catches you off guard. A tense deal with a Yakuza boss can change seemingly at random into a ridiculous combat encounter fighting 90 enraged apes. Or in the case of Majima, a visit to the CIA becoming a fever dream in which you have to fight the buff crossdressers. The game cares more about a good gameplay and fun story than actually making making sense. It's quite refreshing. When Yakuza gets serious, it really
This shit
means
makes
something.
no
And
sense,
when it's being silly, it's absolutely cathartic. Everything has impact, unless it's a gun. We haven't killed anyone, by the way. All in all, Yakuza is more true to life
Killed
than
so
any other
many
game
people,
I've ever
what?
played. Not by making sense or
My rival the amount of people Thorfinn killed.
At
Holy
the beginning
hell.
of this game, Kiryu is just kind of a cool buff guy. But after exploring his friendships, seeing him have fun, and just interacting with people, I realized that this is much more.
Yeah,
so
no one
when
died.
things take a bad turn and we're at our lowest
Canonically,
point,
only
you
like
really feel
a
it
couple
more
people
than
died.
almost any other game. Yakuza is about life, with all the beautiful ecstasy, awful tragedy, and everything in between. Fights are never
How many
just
people died? Like,
fun
only like
in
4
Yakuza.
people
They
died.
can be comedic, cathartic, or just really
Like
goddamn
5 or
cool.
6 or something.
Activities make you feel like a part of the world, and every cutscene is filled with emotion and personality. When I first played, I thought that Yakuza was all over the place, that it was
did the bowling
somehow
thing. I didn't know it was
messy.
bowling.
But now
Well, actually, no, I
realize
didn't know. I
that
just didn't do it.
Life is fucking messy, and that's okay.
I was too busy with the
I
real
want to
estate.
thank all of the Yakuza